We're Joey and Sarah. We explore, go on a ton of adventures, try new foods, and meet really awesome people along the way. We're working towards achieving our lifelong dream of traveling full-time and are so excited. Thank you for coming on the adventure with us. We're really stoked you're here. We are headed to the downtown Las Vegas Arts District. One of my clients from the salon has an art gallery opening tonight, but first we're gonna get dinner at one of our favorite spots on Main Street. So let's go. Fremont is also part of downtown, but we're not going to Fremont tonight.
We're going to be showing you downtown Las Vegas Arts District, where there's a lot of cool breweries for people that like to drink. There's a lot of art galleries and a lot of really, really good restaurants, which is what we're going to show you more of.
Also on Main Street is one of the 6 locations of Poolsville Tattoo, home of the famous $10 tattoo. I am here. So, 1228 famously has the best burger you have ever had in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Will you be getting that again tonight?
I feel like I have to now, but I also want to, but I feel like I have to.
So, we both got the burgers.
Burgers, fries, and a Coke.
All right, let's see if it is the best it is. House-made pickles, cheese, shredded lettuce, Wagyu. It's a good night. All right.
God.
We got the Basque cheesecake, and Basque cheesecake is different than regular cheesecake because it's cooked at a higher temperature, usually 425 to 450 degrees, which gives it that like burnt caramelized look to it. So now that we're disgustingly full, yeah, it hurts. We are gonna go look at some art instead of going home and putting on our pajamas. That what we actually want to do.
Sounds so much better.
But we made a commitment.
size of the rebar that I had from the road.
Yeah.
So all this stuff was actually the bend. Like, you can't bend rebar with your hand. It's
No.
super hard. And so you had to just kind of roll with it. And that dictates the frame. And so that was the first one I was able to cut the rebar with the rebar cutters. And so it totally changed the whole way I think about it. Because then I was like, instead of being dictated by the shape, I could like dictate the shape a little bit, which was kind of fun, but then it used a lot more brain power. So it's a lot more taxing. What I want to do is, so the Venetian came to me, because people are always giving me all this trash because I'm post-consumption, right?
Yeah.
So the Venetian came to me and they said, we have all this plexiglass from COVID.
Yeah.
And they want to get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
And so I have all this piles and piles of plexiglass. So the idea is to do something called the Gratitude Project. So this is a gratitude table where somebody, and where the idea came from, somebody got married here and they said, okay, I have this plexiglass and I want to give it to you, but you have to do something special with it, right? And I was like, all right, sure. So I found a table and then I cut the plexiglass to size. And then we bought homeless signs for like $20 each. And then we made it a gratitude table. So the concept is we have all this plexiglass, and the idea is we would give it, like, have a website called the Gratitude Project, and then anybody that would want to do it could like have like they get some of the plexiglass and they would cut it down to size for like an end table, and then whatever you're grateful for you put under the plexiglass. So let's say you're grateful for a kid's drawing or notes from a friend or whatever it might be, and then they post it all, whatever they do, they post it on the website, Gratitude Project. So
Also on Main Street is the Velveteen Rabbit Bar. Our dear friend Christina co-owns it with her sister, and they have come up with the most unique atmosphere. We never thought we'd be sober and have a friend that owns a bar, but she has some pretty amazing mocktails, and we've heard from friends that the cocktails are amazing too. But we'll just let her tell you about it.
So when did you open and what inspired your concept?
We opened in 2013. I was actually traveling outside the US at the time, got really inspired, and I really wanted to open this concept. It kind of came to me all at once. Velveteen Rabbit, vintage furniture, really homey feel, the sense of nostalgia. And I told my sister about it. I was in Thailand at the time. She was totally on board. I cut my trip short. I had been away for 5 months, and then we just started planning. We moved back in with our parents, saved a ton of money, and doors started opening for us here, and we opened in 2013, 2.5 years later.
Love it. Yeah. And where did the name come from?
Yeah, it just kind of came to me. It's a childhood book. It's actually my sister's favorite childhood book, so there's that connection there. But ultimately, it brings about this sense of nostalgia. People remember their childhood, remember the books of their childhood, and we really wanted to evoke that sense of comfort, and I felt like the name was really suggestive of that. And then also it's interesting because there's a parallel between the children's book and our building, because in the book the child contracts scarlet fever and he has to burn all of his toys. and the rabbit comes back from the ashes. And the same with our building, it had undergone a fire, and so it's almost like this interesting parallel with the book.
Can you tell me something interesting about the bar that most people don't know?
Well, the creation of our menus is a collaborative effort. So all of the bartenders come up with 1 or 2 cocktails each, and they present them, and then we craft an entire menu based on their creations, and it's a really fun process. And I just love that it's basically like a team effort to bring about our most creative effort at the bar.
I love it. And I love that you have like always a little mocktail so I can be included and come support you.
We love mocktails.
I
Yes.
love it.
And we have one on the menu now. So, because you want to go out and have fun, and it feels like you're drinking a cocktail. So it's cool.
Yeah. It's not just like, oh, like you can have a Coke or like iced tea.
Totally.
It's like something
It's fun.
inclusive.
Yes, yes.
So what do you feel is unique about being on Main Street and in the Arts District?
What's unique? So it's such a melting pot of things on Main Street. It really evolved organically, which is nice. So there's a little bit of everything, which is just amazing. Theater, coffee shops, cocktail bars, restaurants, breweries, a little bit of everything. And I think, the fact that it's just the cultural hub of the city really, I think is just unique for Las Vegas.
I love it. And lastly, if you could give any advice to anybody, what would it be?
Go after your dreams. There are always going to be hurdles, but there's always a solution to every problem. And it's just about really tackling things as they come. You just have to know the next step forward. You don't need to know step 10, step 20, but just keep going and you'll figure it out.
All right, man.
Yeah.
You did it. Put that again. Cut. No other way to go except.
Reach.
God.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Sarah keeps on getting sidetracked with moss on the rocks.
Moss.
Oh, we'll spill over. We're adjusting our camera to see what works and what doesn't. Now we are hands-free while driving.
But yeah, I forget what I was gonna say.
We're not going to say anything. We're going to show you. How about that?
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh!
Right.
Are you in it too, or is it just me?
It's just you. I mean, you did it. You're amazing.
It's cool how these art pieces come about, because you basically, the pieces come to you. You don't go searching for them, they just kind of are there. You get them and create something out of it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Not really. yeah. Actually.
Anyway, scratch that.
Forget it. B-roll.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Best art show I've ever been to.